Day. What's up? It's Martin Matthews. Hope you're doing great. Wanted to hop on here live and talk about something that's been on my mind called the state of your money. So we talk to a lot of people every day on social media, different places. Probably get like we get hundreds of DMs every week on our social platforms. People asking financial questions, talking about money, talking about their careers, retirement, stuff like that. So I wanted to go live with more frequency and kind of share what people have been saying is like, hey, this is the thing I'm trying to handle or deal with in my life financially, and then share some thoughts about what you can do about them. So first of all, one of the biggest questions we get all the time is like, how do I invest? Or what should I invest in? This question comes from like people at all kinds of different financial levels. People who are multi millionaires, making a lot of money in their business. A lot of our people reach out to me as small business owners. So they're like, hey, I'm super busy. I've got to I'm working on building my business, scaling my business, growing my business on there, but I'm making this money and I'm not exactly sure like where and how to deploy it. So that's one we get asked a lot. Other ones that get asked a lot is about, and if you guys have any questions about things you're thinking on financially, you can drop it in the comments. Another one I get asked a lot about is, they're like a person wanting to get started and they're making some money, they got a little bit of money saved, but they're not exactly sure what to do next with the whole thing. So the common theme that I see is like most people do not have a plan, and because they don't have a plan, they don't have action steps that they're taking. So I want to talk a little bit about that and how you being busy is actually causing you to miss out on opportunities because you don't have help. You don't have somebody, you don't have a team, you don't have somebody that you're or a group that you're partner with that's actually helping you to do the right actions you need to do to get to the next economic levels you're trying to reach to. So, and so for some of you know me, some of you don't. I'm a business owner. My wife Chelsea and I own various businesses, generally in the financial space. So we do things like financial planning for people, private real estate deals. We help people get organized with the finances, all these different things. We even have some of our business where we can help you organize everything your whole financial life, save on taxes, tax planning, private real estate deals, all these different things that we help people to do. So every day we're talking to people about having candid conversations with people about their money, their wealth, their family, the impact of their business. If they're building a business, how is that impacting their family life? The financial goals they have, all these different things. Every day we talk to people about these topics, and meaning like conversations where they're like, hey, can you help me with this? Or this is what I'm dealing with. And so a lot of people out there are trying to handle things the best they can. And they're trying to handle the best they can. They're trying to run their businesses, all these different things. But the reality is, these days people are busier than ever. There's so many things pulling you in different directions. You want to do this business, that business, this other thing, that other thing, and so many directions. And what ends up going out is what I call your financial hat. So the things you need to be doing financially to grow and improve and do better. Sometimes that goes out, especially for business busy professionals. If you're a business owner, if you're an executive, if you're a manager, stuff like that, it's very easy for all the financial stuff to go out. Most of the time, you don't even know where your money's going. Sometimes this is especially true if you make a lot of money. A lot of money comes in, you're like, okay, there's enough money there. You're not paying attention to where it's going, so it just flows out. And so nobody's helping you track that. Nobody's helping you keep track of all of that. Even we just had like tax season wrap up. So basically, most people were scrambling, especially if you're a business owner. If you were scrambling to get your taxes all done and try to do your deductions in 2023 for your tax year 2022, that just means you weren't well organized. Okay, your finances weren't well organized. Things weren't in place. You probably missed out on opportunities. You probably missed out on deductions you could have had that you didn't have, which could have reduced your taxes even further. So that's kind of the situation that I see a lot of people in. So the whole thing is, my mission has always been to help people understand how they can do better financially so they can flourish and prosper in all areas of life. So wealth itself, the word wealth, wasn't never when it was originated, it wasn't just about money. Wealth wasn't just about money. Wealth had to do with your overall well-being, like your health, everything, all of that stuff. But all of that is impacted by your finances. You can trace so many things to your finances. So the food you eat, the places you go, all these different things are tied to your finances. If your finances are weak or wobbly, there's lots of things you can't do. So how do you make sure your finances are strong? Where a lot of it starts with organization. And so wealthy people always have a game plan. It's never haphazard. So, but what I noticed, well, a lot of business owners is there's no plan. There's not if you look at any sport, there's some sort of a plan. If you look at like a sport like football, American football. So I know some of my Liberian friends, some of my other African friends would be like, hey, that's not football. But if you look at American football, they're always running a play. There's a plan. They go and execute on something. So most of the time, business owners don't have a plan, like a financial plan. Maybe you got a financial guy who helps you with some things. You got to meet once a year or once every 2 years or whatever. But so much of it is transactional, meaning you bought something from them, and that was the gist of it. There was not an overall plan. So without a plan, it's very hard for you to build wealth because you don't know what to do next, what to do after that, and what to do after that. Even with high income earners. So a lot of our clients are high income earners. So reach out and like, hey, I'm making a few $100,000 a year. I know how to make the money, but I'm not sure what to do next. And actually, the interesting thing is the things that make you great at making money can also make you really bad at investing. Because you're super aggressive. You might take on more risks, all these different things to go get the income, right? To go create the revenue. But those things actually can make you a poor investor. Taking on excessive risks, not understanding, not having slowing down and understanding a game plan scenario versus just pushing. That actually can make you a bad investor. So it's why a lot of people who can make a lot of money are unsure about what to do next. So what you have to do is you have to have a game plan on, okay, so I make this much money, I'm putting this much away. What am I going to do? What assets am I going to buy? So one of the things that we do with our clients is we show them stuff like that. We show you exactly how our team can be your team. Like, for example, the 70,000 pages in the tax code. 70,000 pages in the tax code. There's only about 30 pages that show you about what taxes you need to pay, how to pay your taxes. The rest of them are all about here's the rules to know if you qualify for this deduction, if you qualify for that deduction, if you qualify for this credit, if you qualify for X, Y, Z things. So basically, now how did those things become in a tax code? How did the tax code become so inflated? It's because people lobbied for them. Rich people lobbied for them. They're like, hey, if I'm going to go open a business or I'm going to do X, Y, Z thing, I need some concessions from you, government. And then the government says, oh, you're rich guys. So they sponsor the politicians. And then the politician actually goes and they sponsor different things or they advocate for those things. And that becomes in a tax code. Now that businessman, that company, that industry, whatever it is, gets those concessions because they're perceived as creating jobs or valuable to the economy, right? So now you don't have to go lobby. You don't personally have to go lobby for a certain change in the tax code, but you can benefit from it. The tax code is available to everybody. Anybody can go on the IRS website and read a bunch of stuff, read all the tax code if they want. Nobody has time to do that. So how do you then maximize tax code? One of the things we started doing in our business is tax planning. So tax planning is where You can take somebody's tax returns, all right, all their 1040 and their supporting schedules and everything, all of that, and then we have a software that analyzes it and compares it, and the software is trained in the tax code, tax law, and tax cases. So we can analyze their specific situation and said, okay, these are the tax deductions that you could qualify for, and here's how we can implement it. That's called tax planning. That's a plan, right? So you're approaching taxes with a plan. Most people never approach taxes with any plan. As a matter of fact, most people overpay their taxes anyway. There's like a couple hundreds of billions of dollars that the government keeps every year from people who are due a refund because they overpaid and they didn't collect it. And then after a few years, the government just keeps that money. So it's like you got a certain amount of time to claim your refund. If you don't claim it, government just keeps that money. Hundreds of billions of dollars government kept because you overpaid them. So, and that's just from people who were due a refund because they overpaid. Now, the next thing is there are business owners and other people that overpay on their taxes because they don't do tax planning throughout the year to maximize and strategize about what deductions they need to take or what strategies they need to implement, because certain things have expiration dates. You have to use certain aspects of the tax code. Like sometimes, like for example, if somebody funds a retirement account in 2023, you can count it towards reducing your taxes in 2022, but you have to do it before April 15th. This year was April 18th. You have to do it before a certain time. So a lot of these you have to get it done before a certain specific time. So if you're not planning to reduce your taxes, you miss out on getting certain things done before the right times. So business owners, a lot of them don't have a plan. So when you don't have a plan, it's just haphazard. And if you ever get audited, if you don't store your receipts, you have a way to track your receipts, store it digitally, whatever. If you ever got audited and then look back a few years, you can't prove that you were supposed to take those deductions. So tax planning is very much involved in how do I legally throughout the year plan to purposely reduce my taxes. So that's one of the things we offer to our clients is tax planning. So if you're interested in that, send me a DM. Send me a DM and say, hey, I'm interested in tax planning, or drop a comment. We'll talk to you about a service for that and how that helps business owners and how we can measurably show this is what your taxes are going to be. These are the specific strategies we're using to reduce your taxes, and this is what the outcome is. So you can actually see how much tax savings you get. So you're talking about tens of thousands of dollars minimally in tax savings that you could have that you're not maximizing. All kinds of different things, everything from hiring your kids to if you have a property, renting that out to your business, all the kinds of different things, strategies that you can use so that you can reduce your taxes, right? There's tons of different things in the tax code that are for your benefit, but why don't you use them? Well, because you don't have the knowledge on it and you don't have a team that execute on it for you. That'll show you these are the things you need to do based on your specific situation, right? So that's one thing. The other thing is, like, let's say maybe you're not a business owner. Maybe you're making some money, you got some money saved, you want to be investing in things. That's one of the biggest things we get asked a lot is like, oh, I want to invest. What should I be investing in? It just varies. What you invest in sometimes has to do with how much money you have. There are investments that are closed to you if you don't have a certain net worth. And the wrong question to ask is, what is the best investment? That is the wrong question to ask, because even if somebody told you what it was, a lot of those things will have investment minimums, meaning you have to have a certain amount of capital to even get into them. So as a result, people don't tell you about them. So like, for example, if you are, there's something called an accredited investor. You got to have a certain net worth, over $1 million net worth, excluding your primary residence, or you make a certain income. It's either individual household income per year, and you can become an accredited investor. Well, a lot of private deals are offered to accredited investors. So if you're just kind of going through the public market, like the traditional things, you may miss out on a lot of deals because you're not an accredited investor. Or even if you qualify based on your net worth, you may not be aware that there's other things you can have access to. All right, but let's say you're not an accredited investor. Let's say you're not a business owner running a business with employees and all that, but you still want to like grow your money. You want to invest, and you're making some money, and you have built the habit of saving some of it. You're not like spending all of it. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, the first thing is you shouldn't be trying to invest in assets. You need to be investing in increasing your income because you have no money to buy assets. That's just the reality. You putting away $50 a month is not going to make you retire. So that's not gonna help you. You better off taking the $50 and storing it and learning how to improve your skill set so you can make more money. $50 a month is not going to make you rich. No matter what they tell you about the stock market over 100 years is going to achieve this. The stock market you're not going to be investing for 100 years is not your investment time horizon. Why are you looking at a 100-year time horizon when your investment time horizon is not 100 years? So that's not going to work. So you need to have capital. Minimally, you need to save between 10 and 20% of your income. Minimally. If you're not saving that much of your income, it usually means one of two things, or both. It can mean that your income is not high enough, that your expenses are too close to your income that you can't save anything, or your income's high enough, but you're spending everything. You're consuming all your income, so you have no surplus. In order for you to invest, you need capital to invest. You need surplus. And you need to have, it helps to have credit as well. So credit can be a backstop to that, because sometimes you need credit to be able to get access to more capital for some of the things you're trying to do. So let's say you're making some money, you're saving some money, you got some money saved, you want to be investing in things, but you don't have a clear plan. So we've got like two ways people can work with us on something like that. We built out annual memberships where people work with us throughout the year, where we work with them throughout the year. Because most people's financial relationships are transactional, meaning you like a lot of people come to us to buy life insurance. Hey, I want to buy life insurance from you guys. Can you show me how to use life insurance, become my own bank, etc. So a lot of times people will go to a financial professional for like one thing, but that's not a plan. That can be transactional. Now, what we try to do is try to help our clients in like all areas of their finances: cash flow, debt, reserves, proper protection, build wealth, build legacy. We try to help them in all these areas, right? That's a plan. You know exactly what I'm going to do next, what I'm going to do after that, what I'm going to do after that. But most people don't have a plan. They just have transactions that they did. They bought something, and then they don't know how that thing fits with all the other things they're doing because there's no plan. So you like got a retirement account over here. You bought some life insurance. You bought a little bit of this. Maybe you got life insurance. Maybe you don't. You put some money into this little account over here. You're not really sure what it's doing. You're too busy to keep your eye on it. You know, all this stuff. Maybe you bought some crypto. Maybe you bought this other thing. There's no plan. So it's haphazard. You know, same thing with filing your taxes. So the two ways that people end up working with us is we've got a membership where somebody's like, hey, I want you to handle like all of my stuff. I'm super busy. I'm busy driving my business, but I know that I'm missing out on opportunities because I'm too busy to like shift my focus. This is your busy executive, business owner running their business. A lot of these guys are like blue collar people. You own a plumbing company, HVAC company, construction company, you know, all these different things. You're busy. You've got different construction jobs, all these different things happening, landscaping company, all this stuff. We have a lot of clients in those spaces. And so you're so busy with that stuff. Your overall financial plan gets neglected. There's no plan. So number one, you got to organize your finances to build wealth. If your finances are disorganized, you're not going to build wealth because your money's scattered. There's no plan for it. So one of the things we do is help people. If you're interested in that, send me also a DM. Say, hey, I want you to help me with my whole financial picture. We'll help you with tax planning. We'll help you organize your finances. There's 12 elements that make up your finances. There's 6 building blocks and 12 elements. We monitor all 12 of those. They're like vital signs for your wealth. We monitor all of those 12 things in a very simple and easy way. and you get reports on them. So every month we check in on how every one of those aspects of your finances are doing. And then every quarter we meet and discuss it. And then we measure every single thing we're doing, measurable. Anytime you're dealing with money, it has to be measurable because money is numbers. You have to be able to measure it. So did your net worth increase? How much did your net worth increase? Did you save taxes? How much taxes did you save? What strategies did you use to reduce your taxes? You should know that. That way you know if something's valuable or not. You measure it. That's how you know. Okay, my net worth increased by this. My business value increased by this. Do you even know what your business is worth? You got a business, you got employees, if business makes money, maybe this business has debt. Do you have a balance sheet for the business that you can pull up anytime? Do you have a personal financial statement that you can pull up anytime? Do you know your net worth, your assets minus your liabilities? Do you know your business's net worth? Do you know what the valuation of your business is? If somebody came to you right now and says, I want to buy this business from you, how much is this business worth? Could you tell them what it's worth and actually show them documentation that backs up what that business is worth? If you don't know those things, it means you are missing out on a lot of opportunities. Tremendous amount of opportunities you're missing out on by not having things well organized. So if you want to understand something like that, how that works with us, send me a DM on it. I'll show you how we do stuff like that, how we help our clients with that program where we look at all the tax planning, all these different things, and actually help them have a plan. That's where people work the closest with us. And we help them with all that stuff. We help them monitor everything. So it's basically we become your team to handle that aspect of your financial life. So they can focus on building, so you can focus on continuing to build your business. We bring our team in and help you handle this whole aspect of your financial life. Next one is, so let's say you're not at that point where you just need somebody need a team to help you with all this stuff, but you want to track your finances. You want to be in better condition. You want somebody to kind of help you identify with clarity, have clarity about your goals. Hey, this is what I want to do next. This is what I want to do after that. This is what I want to do after that, and have a plan. We have a yearly membership too that help you with that. And at certain stages, you need to continue your wealth education. You need to be learning about different asset classes. If you're interested in self-storage, but you don't know exactly. A lot of people say, I want to buy real estate. There's many different asset classes in real estate. Real estate itself is an asset class, and there's just sub-asset classes within that. So you can have single-family homes. You can have affordable housing, different types of affordable housing, meaning you can have like single-family homes in certain neighborhoods, like in opportunity zones, that you can say, hey, this is what I want to do. We have a turnkey real estate program that does that with single-family homes as affordable housing. That one averages 8 to 12% return a year, and is all turnkey, meaning you don't have to do anything. You don't have to be the landlord. You don't have to fix the property. You don't have to deal with the tenants. All of that, entirely turnkey. A person just puts in capital, and then they buy properties, and everything's handled for them. Even identifying the properties, getting the properties, all that, the trust that's used for that, all of that, that's all handled. It's all turnkey. So we've got that. I'll be sharing more about that. We'll do a webinar soon on that. It's coming next week or two. So there's that people want to understand. What if you want to understand about self-storage? You want to understand getting into that space, but you want to get into it people who are already doing it. They're already investing in that space. So we've got relationships there that we utilize for our clients. Another one is opportunity zones. We have people who specialize in doing deals in opportunity zones. Opportunity zones are areas that need capital, and the government gives you tax benefits for providing capital into those areas. One of our clients now is doing a development in Tennessee, and that's in an opportunity zone. And not only is it an opportunity zone, but the city of Memphis is actually putting some of their own capital to help develop that area even more. So, and he bought land in that area because he owns some property here already, and he's developing. He's doing a development in that particular area. It's going to be phenomenal. So there's all these different things, right? That you may want to you're interested in. You have some level of interest, but you don't know exactly how to execute on them. If I want to go into mobile home investing, where do I start? How do I execute on it? So you need to learn about it, and you need to learn from people who are doing it and they show you how to do that. And that's how you learn faster. By not by watching videos all day long. The videos will only get you so far. You need to like have people who are doing something show you how they're doing it. So anyway, that's always been my successful action in life, by the way. I figure out, oh, there's something. Even how I got into the financial industry, there was a guy who's very successful at it, and I met him and we talked about what he did, and I was like, how can I do what you're doing? I want to do that. Can you show me how to do that? And that's literally how I got started in the whole deal, because I was very interested in it. So if you're interested in growing and expanding your wealth, but you're not exactly sure how to do it, send us a DM. Send me a DM. We'll talk to you about where you are financially. We'll find the right things that fit for you and help you actually finally have a plan, and a plan that you can measure throughout the year. Every plan you have, you should be able to measure it. Just like you can measure your weight, right? So like if you're doing a diet or you're doing a fitness, whatever it is, you measure your weight to see if you're making progress. Do you measure your finances? Do you measure your net worth to see if it's going in the right direction or not? Do you measure your assets compared to your liabilities? Are your assets increasing? Are your liabilities decreasing? Is your debt going down? Do you measure that? Do you know the exact date you could pay off your debt? If you don't know those things, it means you don't have a clear plan. If you don't have a clear plan, everything's haphazard. How are you going to succeed with no plan? So anyway, I want to hop on here and kind of share some of those thoughts with you. I'll be sharing more things like that. I believe that the way traditional financing, traditional financial industry, all that stuff works is very outdated. And you need more modern things with speed and outside of traditional things. Alternative investments, gold, silver, real estate, private real estate deals. All of these are things that people should consider having in their portfolio if they want to be outside of the traditional cookie cutter financial plans. Being able to track everything, being able to have like real conversations with your advisor on how your plan's coming along, especially if you're a busy executive. You're like, I don't have time to go and create my own plan and map everything out. So I need some help with it, but I want somebody who can be a partner with me on creating and building all this. And that's how you create a plan, and then you measure it. You're supposed to always measure numbers when you have targets that you're trying to reach. So for example, we have measurable returns. That's one of our valuable final products, meaning what we deliver to our clients is measurable results. So the person has to be able to measure from, hey, here's where it was when I started, here's where it's at now, how much has things increased, and can you show that? Can you demonstrate that? So we show that a lot. And so if you need any help, as I said, send us a message and we'll be happy to help you. If you have any questions, let us know. Otherwise, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great rest of your day.